Dumelang, dumelang. Okay, guys, this is a question that we're going to deal with today. Ne? Okay, Renali statement dasa rena modimo mola. Please read it through. Now let's solve the questions below. Just pause the video and read the questions through. Okay. Now question 3.1, it define the term free fall. Now, harbolalaga free fall, harbolalaga the motion under the influence of gravity. Okay, it's motion under the influence of gravity. Okay, of gravity. Okay, now question 3.2, it says calculate the time for the ball to reach its maximum height. Okay, now we are required to calculate the time. So now how do you select your equations when you're asked to calculate the time? Okay, now what you need to do is to check what is given to you so that you know which equations you must choose. Now, since we want to calculate the time for the ball to reach maximum height, any equation that we choose must have time. Now, this equation is automatically eliminated because it doesn't have the variable t. Now, I'm going to choose this particular equation because it's the simplest. And we have all variables that we need. Now, what is the V final? Okay. Now, V final, which, okay, first you write the chosen equation. We have Vf, which is equals to Vi plus gravitational acceleration delta t. Now, what is the final velocity? Final velocity is at maximum height, which is 0 meters per second, which is equals to what is your initial velocity? Initial velocity is given here. It is given there as 12 plus. Now, when you deal with vertical projectile, you need to select your direction. So in this case, I assume my upward is positive. So any value that goes downward will be negative. So we have negative 9.8. Then we have our variable delta t, which we're looking for. Now, if you solve for delta t, you'll find that t is equals to 1,22 seconds. Now, always your time has to be positive. We don't have negative time in physical science. Okay, in fact, in real life for that matter. Now, question 3.2.2. Okay, you can pause the video and try to solve it. All right, now on question 3.2.2, you are required to calculate the velocity with which the ball strikes the ground. Okay, now how do you solve it? So I'm going to choose this equation. So remember, we're dealing with vertical projectile. So we're dealing with delta y, not delta x. So we have Vf squared, which is equals to Vi squared plus 2 gravitational acceleration delta y. Okay. Now we are looking for the velocity with which the ball strikes the ground. So we are looking for Vf, which is unknown, is equals to V initial. Okay, so V initial. Now remember, I took upwards as positive. Okay, so now since I took upwards as positive, let us substitute. We are going to have positive 12 squared plus 2 into minus 9,8. This is a constant delta y. Now, what is delta y? Delta y will be the height of the building. Okay. Now, will the height be positive or negative? Now our height will be negative 25. Why is the height negative? Because the ball is traveling into the negative direction. Okay, good. Now you substitute everything to your calculator and you take the root of VF squared. Now VF will be 25,18 meters per second. Okay. Now always when you write, your answers must be units with direction. Okay. Now which direction? Downwards. Downwards. Okay. Now 3.2.3, time it took the ball to move from the top of the door, now from this point here to the ground, to this point. Okay, so, and that is 4 marks. We need to determine that. Okay, remember guys, if you want to try your luck, you can pause the video and solve it. Then you unpause it and see how we get the answer. Okay, all right. Now the first thing is to check what we already have, guys. Okay, now since the question wants time, some questions they are not straightforward. You need to solve. Okay, you need to solve an answer before you can get your time. Now in this case, I'm going to choose this one. Okay, now I want to show you what I'm going to do. So now we have VF squared, which is equals to VI squared plus 2A delta Y. Level one again. Now you substitute. Okay, I want a final velocity. Okay, ke batla final velocity uh, at this point here. Okay, so ke kry final velocity at that point. Initial velocity ke submit, I mean ke substitute, which is 12 squared plus 2 into minus 9,8. Okay, then mo ke 25, which is the height of the building, minus 1,9 into brackets, which is the height of the door. Okay, now after simplifying the equation, you'll find that your VF is equals to 24,43 meters per second. Okay, now that we have a VF, okay, so this VF will be our initial velocity from this point to the ground. So now we take that VF, we substitute on the equation of VF is equals to, let me change a pen so that you guys can see. So on the equation of VF is equals to VI plus acceleration delta time, okay, times gravitational acceleration delta time. Now when I substitute the velocity that I get here on final, it is the velocity that I got on the previous answer, which is 25. Okay, comma, I think 18, which is equals to, now I'm substituting the velocity we got now above the door, which is 24, comma, 43. Now gravity is negative, so it will be negative 9.8 times delta t, which is unknown. Okay, now you substitute. Okay, you you substitute whatever you want here. All right. By the way, this value will be negative and this value will be negative. Why? Because they are going downwards. Remember, I said I assume upwards as positive. Okay. Now, both those values will be negative. Now, from here, we solve for t. You'll find that t is equals to 0,08 seconds. Okay, guys. This is the answer to the question. Till we meet again, take care. Now, if you want me to teach you physical science for the year, you can get me on WhatsApp on 07999 07999 45460. So guys, re prepare sa le ka pele so that during the time study prelim and examinations o sa complaina, then you have time, maybe you tshwanetse o patele and stuff, you need to catch up. Now if o tlhoka thuso ka mathematics and physical sciences, ntshware ka WhatsApp 07999 45460. O tla ntshware ka mohala, that's so, and we can work